ora koutou katoa, ko James Taylor Taka Ingoa, ko Online Collections Information and Partnership Manager, aho. As I'm sure you're all aware, next year the compulsory Aotearoa New Zealand Histories curriculum rolls out across schools around the country. For the past couple of years here at Tamaki Paengahiara Auckland Museum, we've been thinking about how we can complement our on-site education programs with online resources for the new curriculum. Every year at Tamaki Paengahiara, we aim to get 100,000 school kids through our doors. But in Auckland alone, there are over 250,000 students who will be learning about Aotearoa's past. We can't reach all these students through visits to the museum alone, especially because of the difficulty of taking high school kids out of their classes for the day, for the morning or for the afternoon. We've also spent some time talking to teachers, and we've heard from them that they need resources that cater to the local histories where their schools are, that are easy for them to use in their classrooms, as well as being engaging for their students. We are absolutely convinced that GLAMs online collections can play a major role in the teaching and the learning about New Zealand's histories. The primary and secondary sources that we care for and that we make available online are the bread and the butter of understanding the past. But it's a big challenge. How can we and other GLAM organisations scale up to reach this potentially vast new online audience? So we started thinking about some of the websites that we use for our partnerships, where we already share our open collections to audiences across Aotearoa and around the world. And this brought us to Wikipedia. So we started to think, how could we leverage one of the world's most popular information websites, a place where millions of people go every day to find out information. It's a site also that is so intimately linked to ubiquitous Google searches that on nearly every single Google search on a topic, a place, a person or an event, it returns the top hit. Now, we know at least anecdotally that teachers are really skeptical of Wikipedia and that they're skeptical of the information on Wikipedia. But what we do also know is that students, along with most adults, are using Wikipedia every day. Take a look at these statistics. They're from a recent NetSafe study of children and young adults' use of the internet in New Zealand. Behind the usual suspects, the Googles, the Metas, the Snapchats and the Minecrafts, is Wikipedia. Wikipedia is a website that kids are using every day to find out information and that they are engaged by it, looking at these statistics. So what if GLAMs leveraged Wikipedia as an education platform? Could we use our intellectual capital, our collections and the expertise of our staff to enhance local history topic pages with our subject knowledge, our open images and links to our collections and resources? Imagine city and suburb pages with rich and deep historical content from GLAMs that teachers and students could visit as a starting point for learning about their local history. And we have started on this work. Our Wikimedian in residence, Marty Blaney, has already created a couple of suburb pages as sorts of ideal types, and you can check those out by going to the bit.ly link on the screen. So by editing and enhancing Wikipedia pages on suburb articles, by uploading our content to Wikimedia Commons, what we can do is we can avoid the inequities of saying no to bespoke research requests and instead make our content freely available and accessible for all. It also means that our institutions aren't going to be overwhelmed by thousands of research inquiries. We can put our efforts into enhancing these Wikipedia pages instead. And it also allows teachers and students to be self-directed in their studies while still being supported with information and with content from reliable sources from our institutions. Wikipedia can also be used for the do part of the new curriculum and as a way of learning media literacy and critical thinking skills, as a way of learning applied historical method. In the last year, the education team at the Wikimedia Foundation has created a fantastic resource, Reading Wikipedia in the Classroom, which guides teachers through the basics of Wikipedia and how it can be used to teach media literacy skills, which are crucially important in this era of misinformation. Learning to distinguish between secondary and primary sources, evaluating sources and resources, and synthesizing information are all important skills that can be learnt by students, not just by looking at Wikipedia pages, but by writing and by editing Wikipedia articles. And for the Wikimedia movement itself, if we can leverage Wikipedia in classrooms across Aotearoa, it potentially grows a new, diverse, multicultural and younger generation of editors, which is a key component of the Wikimedia Foundation's 2030 strategy. So look, this is all great, but what's our plan? So mid last year, we successfully applied for funding from the Wikimedia Foundation to examine the use of Wikipedia in secondary school classrooms here in New Zealand with 4 main goals, and sort of around 4 main themes. The first one was to research current academic literature around the use of Wikipedia in the secondary school classroom. The second one is to understand New Zealand's teachers' perceptions of Wikipedia for use as a resource in the classroom. The third is around understanding whether teachers would use editing and creating Wikipedia articles as a form of applied learning of historical methods, so Wikipedia for critical thinking. And the fourth one is around understanding the appetite of school teachers for a pilot program encouraging students to take part in local history-focused editathons, which is around Wikipedia for content creation. Now, originally I was hoping to be able to share the results of this research with you today, but COVID's thrown a bit of a spanner in the works and has slowed us down somewhat. So at this stage we're about halfway through the project, but we are really pleased that we have Dr. Mark Sheehan from Victoria University on board with us as a researcher for this project, and our team's also being supported by Dr. Nina Hood from the University of Auckland. Mark is a widely respected education academic who was actually part of the panel that wrote the new curriculum. So we have some real intellectual grunt behind the work that we're doing with this project. So at this stage, we've undertaken our literature review, and some of the themes coming out of that have confirmed our initial hypotheses. Some of these include that students value the information that they can access on Wikipedia, that the alleged lack of reliability of information on Wikipedia has not been borne out by successive studies, that Wikipedia can enable critical thinking skills in students, and that there's a possibility of using Wikipedia in the classroom to facilitate the creation of content and not just its consumption. We're about to start working directly with teachers. There'll be a survey going out to their professional networks shortly, and we'll also be holding small workshops and face-to-face online interviews over the next month or so. So our research is due to be wrapped up in late March, early April, and we'll be sharing our work once it's completed. But what I do want to do today is encourage anyone who's keen to learn more or who wants to work with us to please get in touch. We think this is a super exciting opportunity for the GLAM sector. And we also have the support of the Wikimedia Foundation education team to continue working with teachers later this year. We'd love to collaborate with other GLAMs, and we think that we can scale this project across Auckland and across the country, and we can make our collections accessible to a new generation of students learning about Aotearoa and New Zealand's histories. So you can find out more about this project on that bit.ly link, or please just flick me an email. I'd love to talk to you about this project, and I'd love to collaborate with other people from around the sector. So thank you very much.